Welcome to the Tourism Hub podcast, a podcast devoted to you and your excellence, providing inspiration and education for the entrepreneurs, experience makers, and excellence seekers of our industry to take your tourism business and career to a whole new level. Relax. I got you. Welcome. Hello. It's the Tourism Hub podcast, and it is the finale podcast for the finale podcast, the finale episode. I plan to continue with the podcast for 2025. Welcome. My name is Despina Karatzias. Oh, look at that. I've got a name tag, and I am the founder and proud trainer and business mentor at Institute of Excellence. And today we're going to be talking about the year that was 2025. And if it didn't feel like other years for you, you're not alone. It didn't for me and many others that I've had the benefit and the gratitude to serve and support. Because something fundamental definitely shifted beneath our feet and beneath our wings. And many of us, few of us, some of us, myself personally, felt it building throughout the year without being able to really articulate what exactly was changing. And then in more recent weeks and days, this month, December, brought upon us a tragedy that shook us all to the core. Now, today, this really brings together conversations, observations, things I've written down along the way over the last month, but didn't hit publish. And not because they weren't relevant, but because the thoughts weren't complete now. I had some time. It's that reflective, beautiful week between Christmas and New Year's that I do absolutely adore. And I have since I was a young girl, that time to reflect and bring upon turning over a new leaf and a new chapter over the new year. And that's really what I wanted to take the time to really just navigate and share the story of what 2025 actually revealed about our businesses, our strategies, our industry, both the gradual changes and just what the sudden crisis did to us, and reminded us really what truly matters above all in our beings and in our doings. Now, for most of this year, and I record this literally the second last day of the year, it's the eve before the eve, to get it in for your listening and watching pleasure in time. For most of 2025, the disruption to our industry really built slowly rather than arriving all at once. Something was fundamentally shifting for us. The way people discovered, decided, and trusted experience making and experiential businesses like ours, that all fundamentally changed. Search became answers, not browsing. AI has quietly stepped in between us and our visitors, our guests, our customers. And doing all the right things no longer really guarantees any level of visibility. We felt it. Fewer inquiries, slower momentum, marketing that felt more labor intensive than what it used to. And that doesn't mean we failed. It means the environment has changed, and we will continue to catch up. If we were to try and name or articulate what actually shifted, if we be more direct, AI moved from background technology of, oh, this is a shiny fun thing, to really an active intermediary. not just because ChatGPT's become a household name. That's a symptom of the shift, not the cause of it. The real change is that for the first time, potential visitors could get detailed, personalized travel advice without talking to us. We see search engines now starting to answer questions instead of listing websites, and doing all the right marketing things no longer really guarantees us visibility or a natural, clean, clear pathway to bookability. Now, that's not a technical problem to solve. It's a business environment to understand and for all of us to navigate. And that's why, really, that's the premise of why I've been doing this for almost a decade. Learning, sharing as we evolve and we change and we adapt. We've talked a lot this year about zero-click search and AI, but stripping that back, what it really revealed is that people now are making decisions faster, with less patience and higher expectations. Now, if we look at the data, let's look at something more recent from SparkToro. It's showing that over 60% of Google searches now end without a click to any website. Now, for tourism searches specifically, say things to do in Melbourne, best time to visit Tasmania, that number approaches 70%. You think about that, 70, and this is just the beginning. So if we really take stock of what that means, it's that 7 out of 10 people searching for tourism and destination information never visit a tourism business website. The AI is simply answering the questions and they move on. If our businesses aren't easy to understand by humans or machines, that is something that is telling us that if our value isn't clear, if trust isn't visible before a conversation even starts, then both people and platforms simply are moving on, not out of judgment, but out of efficiency and impatience. Not a tech issue, it's a clarity issue. And clarity is something we all need to sharpen the saw and work on together to not feel left behind. So, what does this teach us? 3 things. First, visibility without conversion is just vanity. AI answering customer questions without sending them to you or me isn't exposure, it's displacement. Getting feature in ChatGPT results or Google AI's overview might feel like visibility, but if it doesn't lead to bookings and if we don't know what's leading bookings to us, it's just algorithmic flattery. Number 2 and second is that clarity became the new creativity. Businesses that are thriving weren't necessarily the most innovative. They were the most understandable. When AI is summarizing your business for potential visitors, complexity becomes a liability. Simple, clear value propositions win every single time. And thirdly, strategic patience beat tactical hustle. Operators who are maintaining consistent quality presence are outperforming those who are chasing every new platform or trend. According to Adobe's 2025 Digital Trends Report, businesses focusing on strategic clarity over tactical volume saw 3x higher customer retention rates. The lesson, or what I take away from data like this, is that depth always beats breadth. What do I mean by this? What I mean is that it's better to show up consistently and meaningfully on 2 platforms than sporadically across 10, and try be everything to everyone. It's better to serve one customer segment exceptionally well than to dilute your message trying to appeal to everyone. It's better to master your Google business profile than to chase the latest social media trend that you don't have any time to maintain in your busy schedule. Overall, depth means commitment. Breadth means distraction disguised as an opportunity. Now, 2025 also reminded us brutally that tourism doesn't operate in isolation from the world around us. December 14th, 2 weeks ago, almost to the day, Australia experienced the unthinkable. 15 innocent lives taken from their loved ones at Bondi Beach during a Hanukkah celebrations. Families gathering for a community event that should have been filled with joy and light. This impacted every Australian and the global community. It particularly struck at the heart of what our industry represents: public spaces as places of safety, celebration, and community. Bondi Beach, one of Australia's most iconic locations, a place synonymous with safety, summer, celebration, health, joy. I know for me, like before visiting Bondi, it's a bucket list destination. What happened there reminds us that tourism businesses operate within communities, not separate from them, and how we respond when our communities experience grief, crisis, uncertainty, in this case, sheer tragedy, matters in ways that extend far beyond any type of crisis communication strategies. Just days before the Bondi attack, I attended my childhood hero and mentor, Oprah Winfrey's live event in Melbourne. Now, that was another conversation I wanted to have, but nothing was appropriate after what happened at Bondi. So I'll save unpacking that experience for another time, if ever. But what I will share is something that I have heard Oprah say many times over the years, and it's something that she learned about what matters most to every human being, particularly after a lifetime of interviewing and meeting hundreds of people throughout her career. She spoke about 3 fundamental questions that every person is asking in every interaction. Do you see me? Do you hear me? And does what I say matter? There is no lesson or takeaway or aha moment to extract from what happened at Bondi. No business takeaway, no silver lining at all. 15 innocent lives will not see the new year. Families are forever changed. Communities forever changed. We are forever changed. We are grieving, and all we can offer is our condolences and prayers to the loved ones left behind. And yet, as we sit with that grief, those questions, they've been lingering differently now for me. Not as anything else, but that fundamental human truth. What I've been thinking about since that day is that as a community, as leaders in our industry, how do we show those grieving, suffering, in pain around us that we see them, that we hear them, and that they matter their lives matter, their voices matter, that their work matters. It's not about having the right words, it's about being present enough to witness grief and suffering, and in particularly this moment, without rushing past it. Those three critical questions are also relevant in many other experiences, in our interactions, in our relationships, and our customer and visitor experiences. More of the work that I really want to do more of is to help businesses be more intentional with service, with making sure visitors to our destinations are seeing, heard, and making sure that their decision to visit us, join us, sleep, fly, boat, cruise with us matters, because when delivering experiences and delivering memories and transformation, when creating something that actually sticks, the same questions apply. Does your visitor, your guest, your customer feel that they are being seen, feel that they are being heard? Does what they say, and more importantly, how they feel once they stay or experience your product, matter once they have joined you? And while they become more urgent in times of crisis, the truth is that they're always there. Your customers are asking these questions in every interaction with your business and with you. I'm speaking to every one of you as a leader in this wonderful industry of ours. In your interactions over the phone, over the email, and booking process, in your follow-ups, how you handle complaints, if whether you acknowledge changed circumstances, even in your silence or your response when difficult things happened. And for all the gains that AI can bring, we have had a painful reminder through this tragic event that AI hasn't removed our human responsibility in this industry. If anything, it's made genuine human presence more essential. The fundamental difference between a transaction and trust, between efficiency and deep empathy. Because automation and AI can handle the transactions, but it can't handle grief and pain, and it can't read the room, and it can't know when to pause, when to acknowledge, when to simply witness what's happening around us. That's on us. And leadership right now doesn't require perfect answers. It requires presence, showing up even when it's uncomfortable. It requires some wisdom, knowing when to listen rather than to shout and promote, knowing what bravery is and taking action when it matters, even if it's scary and even if it's hard. And it requires perspective, remembering that community matters more than commerce. And tourism, and why we all love it, and why we all work in it, and why we all advocate that we have the best industry and the best jobs and the best opportunities, is that it's always been about care, connection, and a sense of belonging. So the businesses that remember this, especially when it's hardest, will be the ones customers will always remember and speak about and return to. So look, I'm not going to attempt to wrap this up with any type of gentle permission giving about rest and self-care. You already know that you're tired. I already know that you're tired. I know, and I already know, that I'm tired. But what you might not know is whether you're tired from doing things that actually mattered, or tired from running in circles trying to keep up with what everyone else said you should be doing. So here's what I'm asking of you to do before the new year or before your return, or after the new year, after January. Do it in March. Do it when you feel the need for fresh energy and new plans for your business and your career and your trajectory. Where are you at? It's time to take stock and take inventory. Not of what you posted, not of how many platforms you were on, not of how busy you looked. Ask yourself some questions and be honest to yourself about the answers. What actually drove your results this year? Not what you think you should have worked on. What demonstrably worked for your business, bookings, revenue, referrals, for your job, for your career, opportunities, recognition, some advancement maybe? Write it down. This is a beautiful time to do that. What consumed time without producing any results? The platforms you felt obligated to maintain? What consumed you and didn't produce any results for you? The trends you chased? The strategies that looked good on paper but did nothing for your business or for your career for that matter? And where possibly did you mistake activity for progress? Being on all the social media platforms isn't progress if we're not converting. Attending every networking event isn't progress if none of those connections are turning into good customer relationships or clients or meaningful professional encounters. And what did your best customers or your best key stakeholders actually value in doing business with you? Not what you told them they should value. What specifically did they mention when they booked, when they left reviews, when they chose you over someone else, and when they referred others? If you could only do 3 things in 2026, what would they be? Not what sounds impressive, what would actually move your business or career forward. 2026 doesn't care about good intentions. It will reward clarity and really punish confusion. It will reward focus and punish distraction. It will reward businesses that understand what they actually do well and really ignore businesses trying to be everything to everyone. For tourism operators and leaders who succeed next year and every year after won't be the ones doing the most. They'll be the ones doing what matters most. They'll be the ones doing what matters most with relentless consistency. Now, I'm not just saying this because I've got the microphone here. This is exactly how I'm approaching my own mid-financial year realignment going into the new calendar year. I'm in the middle of the same exercise. I will not shut this office until I finish this work in exactly the same way that I'm explaining it to you. So I'm asking you to take stock, cutting what didn't work and getting clear on what actually moves your needle to get to your destination. So between now and January, or when you return, or when you see fit, if this is something that you feel would really help you, your job isn't to just rest mindlessly, although important. Your job is to get brutally clear. What is your business actually good at? Not aspirationally good at, actually good at. What do customers specifically choose you for? That's your foundation. Everything else is just decoration, like the Christmas decorations we all need to get rid of now. Cut ruthlessly. Look at your list of shoulds, the platforms you should be on, the content you should be creating, the trends you should be following. Cross out anything that didn't demonstrate or contribute to bookings or brand strength this year. You don't owe these things your energy. Commit deliberately. choose your 3 focus areas for 2026. Not 10, 3. Maybe it's really mastering your Google business profile. Maybe it's finally implementing that email automation you've been putting off. Speaking from a friend, these are the things yours truly is really putting a bigger. I've cleared the schedule for a whole day to work on this. Maybe it's creating one exceptional customer touch point that differentiates you completely from the rest of the Red Sea into your blue ocean. Whatever it is, commit to depth over breadth. Remember, it's better to be exceptional at a few things than mediocre, etsy at 30 things. It's better to own one platform completely than to have a weak presence everywhere. It's better to serve one customer segment brilliantly than to confuse everyone with a scattered message. Strategic patience beats tactical hustle, but patience without strategy is just procrastination with better branding. A quote, I may have shared this with you before. Sorry, not sorry. It's a perler. And I'm going to share with you again. The magic you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. The magic you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. And it's true. Most of us aren't struggling because we don't know what to do. We're struggling because we're avoiding the hard, unglamorous work that would actually make a difference. We're choosing the busy work over the breakthrough work. We're optimizing our Instagram captions instead of fixing our booking process. We're redesigning our website instead of following up with past customers that are sitting there saying, yes, I'd like to hear from you, and we never contacted them. We're planning instead of implementing. The work you're avoiding, that's where the growth is. You can rest. You should rest. We all need some rest. But before you do, when you're ready, please take the time to take stock, because your business deserves to thrive. You deserve to thrive in 2026. And the ones that don't thrive, they're the ones that will be sitting there hoping things would get easier. You, my human of tourism, you will be the one who got clear, who took the time, who did the work about what actually works, and build your entire year around that clarity. Okay, it's time to sunset the year and this episode. I can't thank you enough for being part of the Tourism Hub podcast community this year. I want to express my immense gratitude. Everybody that's come up to me and let me know that you listen and that you subscribe and you don't miss an episode. I see you, I hear you, and boy, oh boy, do you and your work and your voice matters. In Jan, we'll return with some incredible humans of tourism to share their story with you. And as always, I will show up and share everything I got. Really, it's all there for you, for your growth. I'm more committed than ever to the study and the sharing of best practice in our industry, in business, and in this life, to be that tiny bit better every single day than we were yesterday. I have loads in store that I can't wait to share with you. And until then, take that deep breath. Take stock honestly, rest intentionally, and come back ready to build something that actually matters, because you do. Strategy matters, systems matter, but implementation and the work that we do that matters most. So let's make 2026 the year we stop just talking about what we're gonna do and actually do it. Until next time, sending you the biggest love and igniting the biggest excellence to you and all you do.
Relax.